Did you just give me 40 years? Sir?
Yes.
Just gave me 40 years. Well, guess what?
Sir, don't say this.
What a bunch of you stupid piece of
I'm gonna gag you in 1 second.
You threatened my life, you you
Anything you want to add to your insanity?
suck my
This is Alan Miller McCaddy, who is facing charges for making a death threat to a judge. Alan McCaddy called Volusia County Dispatch on September 29, 2017, to threaten Circuit Judge Stacia Warren, who ruled against him in a child custody dispute. Alan stated on the call that he had a gun pointed at the judge's building and threatened the judge would die for sabotaging people's cases.
Communications, Warhurst.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid because your stupid judges don't want to bring people to courtrooms. I got a gun pointed at your building.
Sir, what is going on?
Who the you calling, sir, you stupid? Where's your Judge Warren at? You going to bring that out in handcuffs and I'm going to execute that son of a right in the street. I'm letting you know I'm going to shoot this. You gonna give me my kids?
Where are you at, sir?
I just told you I'm outside of her building waiting for her to get there in the morning. I'm gonna pop tapping that you stupid.
Following this 911 call, analysts in the Volusia County Crime Center determined the audio matched the previous recordings of Alan's voice. The Santa Rosa Sheriff's deputies arrested Alan and booked him into the Milton jail. However, Alan's arbitrary behavior continued towards the judge in his court appearances.
Number one, I need to know whether or not you want to be here during the trial process.
No,
All right, do you want to testify though?
no, I don't. This is all being done unconstitutionally, unrightfully. Y'all are you ain't allowing my evidence. You ain't allowing my people. My daddy owns the building and I look like a idiot, huh? Brought your dress today, you little prick. You wanna take my kids from me and act like that? You in that? You get loud with me? Is that what you're gonna do?
No.
Well then do it again. Come on. Shut the up. I'm trying to think over here.
This disruptive behavior made the judge presiding over the case, Matt Foxman, order him to be removed from the courtroom. The court found Alan guilty of threatening to kill a judge and a pair of dispatchers. Then moving on to the sentence, Alan displayed his usual erratic scene in the court.
Threatened the unborn child of the prosecutor directly in an open
What a
court.
bunch of you stupid piece of
Then also
You threatened my life, you
in the
you
back room.
suck my
Even while being dragged to the back room, Alan continued with his threats.
No, I'm not standing.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting. I'm just not
Stand
standing.
up.
I'm not standing. I don't have to stand. I hope you fall on that baby's head, you stupid never threatened that bitch. Bring play back the shit, you stupid mother.
The judge tried to continue with the hearing, but Alan didn't relent with his disturbance.
Get out! Get the out of here! Don't you pull on me! Get up! I'll get up, you mother. Don't be around my here. What you gonna do? You wanna hit me? Don't get that.
The judge sentenced Alan to 20 years in prison and also issued an additional 10-day sentence for Alan's disruptive behavior in court. If you think threatening a judge is the wildest drama that can happen in a courtroom, wait till you see this next criminal who attacked her own attorney.
Stop. You went off on your attorney, Taylor. You went crazy on your attorney.
This is Taylor Shabazinas, who is facing charges of murdering her lover, Shad Therian. Shabazinas strangled her lover to death during intercourse after they were both intoxicated with methamphetamine and prescription drugs. Shabazinas continued to have sex with Therian's body before dismembering and removing his internal organs. The Wisconsin woman confessed and admitted to committing the crime during an interrogation with the cops.
I grinded on him, I put the in his ass.
You grinding on?
Yeah, and listened.
Did you ever put his p in your vagina? Okay, you did try and lie? So when did you start, cutting up his body?
Like almost right away. I was sucking and cutting at the same time.
Even though Shabasinas didn't seem to be remorseful about her actions, the incident left Therion's family in an emotional state. Therion's uncle, Kelly Therion, had a word of prayer to say to his nephew's murderer in the court.
If you take the path to go get the help, you wouldn't be in this situation right now. None of us would be in this situation. But to take the cowardly path that you did and to make other people suffer because you were suffering is pretty shitty.
During a court hearing on February 14, 2023, Shabasinas suddenly attacked her attorney, Quinn Jolly, right in front of the judge and everyone else present.
Rachel, call. Going off on your attorney, Taylor. Going crazy on your attorney. Taylor, can you walk?
Jolly reacted quickly to defend himself from Shabasinas' violent outburst before the sheriff's officer tackled her. Jolly told Judge Walsh he planned to file a motion to be removed from the case.
At this point, I'm going to put a motion in to withdraw from this matter.
On September 26, Judge Walsh sentenced Shabasinas to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. While Shabasinas' reaction might be out of anger in the court, the next convict had his reaction planned before attending the trial.
You just gave it 4 years. Well, guess what? Sir, what's this?
This is 46-year-old Ricky Hand, who is currently facing charges for multiple armed robberies. Ricky has been robbing different shops and convenience stores in Ohio, and he managed to escape with cash and some items. However, his attempt to rob John's drive-thru didn't end up as usual. He received an instant retaliation he didn't anticipate, as the shop owner shot at him before he managed to escape the scene. After the robbery attempt, the shop owner called the police to inform them of the attempted robbery.
911 emergency.
Yeah, this is John's drive-thru, West Main Street. A guy just tried to rob me and I shot him. He ran out the back door.
Okay, is he injured?
I think I hit him.
Within a couple of days, Ricky visited the hospital to treat himself for the bullet wound from the failed robbery. And it was at the hospital that he got arrested. Ricky Hand admitted to several business break-ins with a knife and a gun. Although the gun was later determined to be fake, the threat to victims was still there.
I did try to rob John's drive-thru. I got shot 3 times. I did the crime, I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to live.
There have been probably a half a dozen or more robberies. Now you're looking at John's, you're looking at this break-in to this beauty salon.
That's all I've done.
The beauty salon's a bonus because I didn't even know anything about that, and you told me that.
I'm going to prison for a long time.
Well, you know that.
Ricky, who has been cooperative with the cops during the investigation, took a total turn in reaction after the judge read his sentence.
Did you just give me 40 years? Sir? Yes.
After hearing he would be spending 40 years in jail, Hand reached for a bottle of his own feces and bodily fluids hidden in an arm sling he was wearing and swung it at his lawyer in court. Within seconds of the outburst, courtroom officials were able to subdue Hand.
You can't play Jesus and God? What's wrong with you? Man, 40 is a death sentence, man. Yeah, man.
Ricky faced a new set of charges for his erratic reaction in the courtroom. The charges included harassment with bodily substance, 1 for his attorney and 4 deputies. He was also charged with obstructing official business and retaliation. Not all convicts can control themselves after hearing their punishment, but legal personnel are expected to control their emotions when they are in this position. But that is not the case for this ex-judge. This is Tracy Hunter, who is facing charges for unlawful interest in a public contract. Tracy had used her position as a judge to help her brother, Stephen Hunter, to keep his job. She allegedly gave Stephen, who is a corrections officer, a document he wasn't permitted to have for his use in a disciplinary hearing. As a result of this act, the ex-judge lost her job and her law license and was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Tracy's supporters believe the punishment was too extreme, especially for someone who had a positive impact on society. Through several appeals, Hunter managed to delay her sentencing for over 6 years, and yet again, her attorney, David Singleton, requested that the judge delay the sentence.
She's lost peace of mind, not knowing when that day was going to come and she'd have to go to jail. That's a lot for one person to have on her shoulders.
Judge Patrick Dinkelacker heard the lawyer's request while everyone anxiously awaited the judge's decision. Judge Patrick read out the sentence that will soon spark unexpected reactions in the courtroom.
The attempt was to intimidate me in any way. That has flat out failed, okay? I will never, ever, ever bow to that type of pressure, veiled threats, vicious comments, lies about me or anything else. Number one, you pay the cost of these proceedings. Number two, you are to not violate any laws. Number three, you are to do 6 months in the Hamilton County Justice Center, credit 1 day. Mr. or Ms. Deputy can take her away.
Tracy's supporters burst out in rage, and some even made attempts to approach before the deputies stopped them. The deputies tried to take Hunter away, but she seemed to resist while her supporters shouted, "No justice," from the gallery. Disregarding the outrage from Hunter's supporters, the ex-judge was dragged out of the court to begin her 6 months at Hamilton Justice Center, but she only served under 3 months. This is due to her participation in a court-authorized work detail.
While shouts of "no justice" are heard from the gallery, she's literally dragged out of the courtroom.
Tracy Hunter needed a crowd to cause an uproar. This next criminal set the court on fire with his closing statement.
I did kill Kenyatta Ben. If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God on now.
This is 29-year-old Ronnie O'Neill, who is currently facing charges for murdering his ex-girlfriend. On March 28, 2019, Ronnie gruesomely murdered the mother of his 2 children, Kenyatta Barron, and hacked their 9-year-old daughter, Ron Nevaeh, with an axe. He also stabbed their 8-year-old boy, who barely survived the attack and lived to testify against his father. During this incident, Kenyatta managed to dial 911 to report to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. During the call, Ronnie's voice could be heard in the background. About 8 minutes after the 911 call, the sheriff's office got another call from Ronnie claiming Kenyatta had attempted to kill him, and he killed her in self-defense.
Hey, I just been attacked by some white demons inside Kiki. Kiki, her name is Kiki, and she tried to kill me.
Ronnie gave his address to the cops, who arrived at the scene and found Kenyatta's lifeless body in the yard.
Deputies also tell us they found a man named Ronnie O'Neill III inside the home smelling like gasoline. They had to use a taser to take him down.
During the court trial, O'Neill spoke to the jury in anger and yelled as he spoke to them.
He talked about Mr. Khalil Brown, my neighbor who stayed across the street. But if Mr. Khalil Brown was a help to them proving me guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, they would have called Mr. Khalil Brown. But I called Mr. Khalil Brown to be a witness for me. And I didn't ask him to lie about one thing that he saw that night. I asked him to tell the jury exactly what he saw that night. And you have to ask yourself why that is. Because he's playing a fraudulent damn recording of me beating Kenyatta Barron 15 damn times when that did not happen. And like I told you earlier, you will know the truth, whether in this trial or the next one. Better believe it.
O'Neill decided to represent himself throughout the trial and even argued against his own son, who claimed his father stabbed him and tried to burn him.
I just saw my dad holding a shotgun and my mom screaming at him.
Did he do something to your sister?
Yes, he hit her with an axe. And then he went in the garage, I followed him. He put me on the ground, and then he had his foot on top. I was laying on my stomach, he had his foot on top of me, and he was holding me down, and he was lighting a match.
Mr. O'Neill, any questions?
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
Did I hurt you that night of this incident?
Yes.
I did. And how did I hurt you?
You stabbed me.
Judge Michelle Cisco said she would be haunted for the rest of her life by the evidence in the double murder case.
19 years I've been at this job. I've seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. This is the worst case I have ever seen. For the rest of my life, I'll be haunted by what I saw as far as the evidence.
She sentenced Ronnie to 3 life imprisonment with no possibility of parole.
As count 1, Mr. O'Neill, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to life in prison with a minimum mandatory of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
After the sentence, Ronnie gave his closing arguments, which later turned into a courtroom outburst.
I did kill Kenyatta Barron.